to A Mouthful, the podcast where we talk about all things art, food, and life. And maybe also, share a little bit of our insight and tea along the way. Yeah. Today we're going to talk about our origin story, who we are, where we come from. Do you remember that cheer? Who we are, how did we get into theatre, stuff like that. So grab your favorite food, your favorite drink, get comfy, and let's eat.
Yay.
I'm Phoebe. This is
Ro.
I'm Joe.
Oh yeah, I would introduce myself. Yes, and we are a Mouthful collective. A lot of yapping and tea sharing and entertainment and learning about life through all these yap sessions. Which is why we want to dive into this podcast because we thought that we can share whatever we learned with you guys, and hopefully through this podcast you guys also learn a little bit about us, a little bit about life, a little bit of theatre, and get something out of it. What food do we have today actually?
Okay, so today we decided for the first episode we shall do something that everyone loves and also has a special place in all our hearts. And we have bubble tea. Yeah. And we were thinking about which brand to get, and we're like, I guess kind of a more nostalgic brand is Each a Cup, even though for me personally, I only had Each a Cup in LaSalle. But for Ro, she says it's whatever she thinks of in secondary school.
Oh, it's not secondary school, it's more poly for me. Secondary school is HDB.
Yes,
bubble
true.
tea. But
HDB,
this is pretty old school, right?
And we were also thinking, since we're kind of greedy, not just drinking bubble tea won't be enough. We got some snacks as well. We got some old school, what's this called?
Something Wales.
Spin
Wheels
crackers.
apparently, or wheels, I don't know.
It's different.
Wheels,
she calls it
something
roller
wheels.
coaster.
No, roller
It's
coaster
something
is the other
Wales.
one.
It's definitely something Wales.
I just looked at it and looked like a roller coaster track.
And then we have some seaweed and some Hello Panda in various flavors.
Yes,
Okay,
okay.
let's go.
Together?
Oh,
Sorry.
okay, 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Oh, came out.
Wow, damn nasty that you can drink properly.
Can I go further away?
Oh, actually, not bad. What do you get?
I got just a regular milk tea with pearls because I'm basic like that.
I got Oreo Crush because I feel like every teenager favorite bubble tea back in the day is Oreo Crush.
That's true.
Personally, I have drank Oreo Crush a couple of times, but it's not like my go-to drink. But yeah, it's pretty good actually. So what do you get?
Roasted milk tea.
But with oat milk.
milk.
Because
Oh.
she fancy.
Yeah. Actually, we had a whole conversation. I was like, what is roasted milk tea? Because I've never tried it before. I keep asking Ro, what is roasted milk tea?
Have you not tried it before?
No, not the
It's
Each a Cup
roasted
one.
tea lah. She's like, what is roasted
I was
milk?
like, is there like hojicha?
It's the roasted tea with milk.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's quite nice. But I don't taste the roastedness.
Really? Maybe because you got oat milk.
I hope you have a bubble tea with you too.
And
Oh yeah, it is definitely roasted.
And
I
we
can
have a
taste it.
story about Jo because about
Oh,
2
yes.
years ago, she has never drank, not never, she hated pearls.
Yeah.
Like, how can you hate pearls?
Discover the
even?
magic of pearls until after uni day.
It's crazy,
So my entire secondary school, right, I would just hold a straw like that. And then I drink from my friend's bubble tea. I didn't even order a bubble tea by myself. I just held the straw higher.
Because it doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah, you don't eat the pearl, right? And today, obviously, we're here to talk about our journey into how do we become friends. Okay, but that's another episode.
Not how do we become friends, that's a bit. How do we get into theatre again?
Correct. So as a theatre actor, we always get asked this question, like, how did you get into theatre? What was who inspired you? What made you join this? Did you from young already want to do acting, Like you won't even go and ask an engineer why did you want to get into engineering? But you ask an actor, why do you want to do acting? Okay.
True.
So that's the question of the day. For now. So, Ro, how did you get started into theatre
Wow.
or performance?
That's like a really long story, but then I'll try to shorten it lah. 'Cause I guess I've always liked to sing, as a child, and I always knew that I wanted to be a singer, but that wasn't a mainstream career, right? Even now it's not a mainstream career, but back in the day when you were in secondary
even more
school,
non-mainstream.
everyone is like, "Are you sure or not? Are you sure you want to be a singer?" I don't think I made a career out of it. So long story short, there was a lot of obstacles along the way lah, right? And so instead of pursuing singing, can you turn off the rice cooker? Thank you.
Okay, yeah, we're cooking rice.
We're cooking
Just-
rice.
just by the way.
For the next episode, by the way.
Ignore that.
Yeah. Instead of pursuing singing as a career, I went to mass communication in Polytechnic.
You're a mass comm girl.
I am a mass comm girl, but I am not the popular mass comm girly lah. You know, I'm like the very low key, then like you just like hang out with your own friends, that kind of person. But after I interned at MediaCorp in my third year, and my supervisor actually owns a theater company. So after my internship, she asked if I want to go and help out as crew. So I was like, you know what, earn a little bit of money. It was not a lot. It was $150 for the
For the whole thing.
for the whole thing.
Oh my
Yeah, but
God.
I was
For one day.
Oh, this is called paid in
The whole
exposure.
production. the whole production. I was a wee little girl, and I just thought, you know, I might as well earn a little bit of like cash. I don't know, but yeah, I did that production. Realized that I really actually enjoyed doing theater. I just didn't want to be backstage. I want to be on stage. And so then after I graduated, I don't really know what I wanted to do with my diploma that I have, right? So I Googled theater courses in Singapore, like, you know, hoping like take a course or something in theater just so I can try this new thing called theater lah. And then the first thing that popped out on the header of like the, you know, the ads, the Google
Sponsored
ads,
ads.
yeah, the
Sponsored
sponsored ads is LaSalle Musical Theatre auditions. Apply now.
Oh my god, I can see
Yeah.
it.
Right.
20, whatever.
Correct.
Right now.
And then I just like clicked on it and I literally applied on the spot.
Huh?
Yeah, I
wow.
like didn't even give it a second thought. I didn't even tell anybody. I just applied on the spot, paid $60 for the audition.
Oh.
And yeah, and did and now I have a
Impossible.
degree in musical theatre, and here I am. Yeah. How did you get into?
How did I get into
Yeah.
it? Well, so I've been dancing very long, for as long as I remember. So Chinese dance in primary school, and after that, I went into street dance, and then in SJI, because we did IB, so we didn't really have CCAs. We had this thing called CAS, so it's creativity, action, and service. So we kind of had the clock hours.
So fancy.
Thank you,
what-
leh.
what-
Because my school was quite new, they didn't enforce the CCA program, even though I think other IB schools did. So what my school did was interest groups. So we had a lot of interest groups.
You said before.
Yeah, each of us had like, I think like at one point I had like 7 interest groups or something like that.
How do you even?
Yeah.
You, every day you pick a different one. Today I go.
Yeah,
to
because
chess club.
some
Tomorrow I go
interest
to-
groups is like once every 2 weeks. Or something. It's really interest group. You just do whatever you want. They had a CAS day, so they had all the booths, blah blah, blah like CCA. So one day I walked past the door. It says, "Mute. We are creating our own musical." I was like, "What is a musical?" And it was year 1. The year 2 senior was like, "Hey, we're actually casting people to be a musical. Quite fun one. You wanna sign up?" And we're like, "Okay."
That was so random.
So I
love
signed
it.
up. I'm like, "What is a musical?" I was 17 back then. I never knew what a musical was before I was 17. I never knew it existed. Ironically.
This is called the arts education in Singapore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I never
Then you
knew it
can
existed.
grow
So I
up
joined.
Not knowing what a musical
I joined
is.
musical theatre. And I was like, quite fun. Then after the next year, they decided to do their own. I did it. And at that point, I was thinking if I should pursue a full-time dance career or like full-time performing career. But then half of me was also deciding to go to medical school. After that, I was like,
Been a
you know
doctor.
what? Yeah, I could have been a doctor, but I was like, you know what? Let's just not do medicine. Let's just do performing. And then I was like, actually, musical theatre like quite fun. Then I went to Google. Then I said, hey, got musical theatre degree. Makes more sense to learn singing, dancing, acting than just doing dancing. So that's
More
how...
worth, more worth.
Yeah, more worth.
She actually thought it through.
Yeah, so that's how I ended up going into LaSalle without having any singing or acting background. Yeah, that's just my story. Very
Wow.
weird, but yes. How about you? What inspired you to be an actor?
Me, yeah. Yeah, you see, they never even thought about what inspired them.
Because
But for
nothing,
me-
it's just like something come out.
Inspiration. I feel like the inspiration comes after I did theatre. Not
Yeah,
before.
yeah, same.
You know what I mean?
I just got in like, oh, let's just try because it's fun.
Correct.
And then it's like, after that, I'm like, oh, I love theatre.
Yeah.
But
same.
Joe, on the other hand, different story.
Different story.
Oh wow, okay, yeah. So I need to share this story lah, huh? So how I decided I wanted to be an actor was when I watched this movie called The Game Plan with Dwayne Johnson as the main lead. He played the father.
Dramatic.
And then he was a super comedic actor. And then he played the father of this this very young girl, right? And I think it was like so moving and he was so funny also that I was like, oh my god, I need to be Dwayne Johnson. I must be Dwayne Johnson.
You
like,
need to
yeah,
be
I
Dwayne
need to be
Johnson.
Dwayne Johnson. I must be an actor like me. I was like, how can this actor make me cry? like and feel so like immersed in the movie, right? And I felt so bad. I was like, oh my god.
How
So I was
old
like,
were you
okay.
back then?
I think younger than P3.
Wow.
Wow.
And you remember your
I remember
thought
it
process
so
by now.
She
Ooh.
knew from a young age.
Dwayne
that
Johnson,
it
do you
was
hear
meant
it?
to
It was
be.
Dwayne Johnson because that was like the
You
first
inspired
actor,
an actor,
that I
yeah.
was like, oh my gosh, I want to be him. Like this is really not the typical actor that you would think
Dwayne
like,
Johnson.
oh, you know, like the acting like wow, it made you. No, it was just a child. I was very impacted by this one film.
Solid,
Little
eh?
Plan. And then I remember crying in it, and I remember laughing so much. I was like, how is Dwayne Johnson so funny? I mean, I still find him very funny. When I watched like Jumanji and all that, but I was like, at that young age, I was like, oh my god, that is so cool. And then from then on, I was like, I want to do that thing. Like whatever he's doing, I want to do it. So I thought like, okay, I'm gonna be a comedic actor.
A comedic. Wow.
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna be a comedic actor. And then afterwards,
Comedian.
I watched 小孩不笨, like 1 and 2. And then the number 2 one was so sad, and I was like crying so much. I think maybe because the boys were like crying or something.
I don't remember much.
Like the
but-
teenage
remember much
version.
about it also.
Yeah, they were crying, and then I was like, oh my god, I'm crying. Then I was like, I want to make people cry also.
Okay, that's a bucket list, yeah. That's what we all want to do.
Yeah, so then I was like, okay, so I cannot just be comedic actor. I also want to be an actor that makes people cry.
Feel emotions.
Yeah, just
It is
whatever
to,
it
you
is. I
know,
just wanted
yeah,
to do
all
acting.
all sorts of emotions.
Yeah, and then of course, like after a while, it's like I'm like, how do I do this? Because I don't come from any acting background. And then like when I tell my parents, they're like, "Ayah, childhood dream lah, you so cute leh, so cute." And I'm like, why they say I do like that? Like this is serious. It's not just a childhood dream. Yeah. So then I think I just joined choir, and then I don't know. Yeah, if I want to do acting, why not join
Yeah,
drama
why-
club,
why
ah?
did you join
Why did I
choir then?
I also do, because I also like singing. And I also at one point wanted to be a singer. Then I was just like, oh, okay, I can be a singer. Then I realized my singing sucks. Like at that time lah, my singing it was terrible. I was like, this kind of like every tone. So I was like, cannot be singer. So then, but I was still in choir lah. Choir all the way, secondary school, JC. Then I realized I better join drama club. So I joined.
If I want to do this, I better
Yeah,
do
I
it
was
now.
like, I should try my hand at acting, right? So many years want to be actor, but never try my hand at acting. JC, I finally tried. And then JC, I was like, shit, what am I going to do? Like, I don't want to do any academic. I don't want to do sciences. So I decided, okay, you know what? I don't care about my exam. I'm just gonna audition for LaSalle. But then I never so nice go and Google, then like LaSalle pop up is I found some seniors, and then I stalked them on like Instagram, and like, you know, they have like the anonymous, you can ask people questions.
Do you ask?
Yeah. Okay, I shall not
my
name who I asked because it's so embarrassing. But I did that. I was like, what school do you go into? Like, how is the curriculum like, or something like that.
Wow.
You effort
To the,
there.
Yes,
to the
yeah.
extent, and then you know, like, cause they every time post their like LaSalle videos on their Instagram, right? Yeah, I was stalk also. Oh, this is what they do. Oh, they do acting, they do singing. Okay, I'm going to audition.
She did her research. You knew you wanted to be an actor since before 9,
Yes.
and you waited until JC to actually do anything about it.
No, okay. So I mean, there were other workshops lah, but I don't know if we got time to go into. I think I took a media corp workshop before.
Huh?
Like, you
sorry.
know, they had like, you know, that 1 minute of fame, or like, but not that one. There was another one. I need to find the name again, but it was like, it was a sec 1. And then it's like a talent show. Like, you can go in and then you just have. Well, I tell you, the queue for the show is like, you know, those like typical like queue up for very big talent show.
yeah,
kind.
yeah.
Yeah, I was standing in
Like
that
Singapore
queue.
Idol.
Yeah, that kind. I was one of those wannabes.
In sec 1. Wow, you drink quite a lot of balls in sec 1 To
I-
do all these kind of things.
Because I wanted it since P3, so you must understand, it was like, don't know how many years of wanting to do this. Then I told my dad, oh, I'm going to be a singer. I'm going to like sing this song. Then he was like, obviously don't believe me, like typical Asian parent. So the night before, I was like in my room or like in his room or something. Then he was like, so you really going for this thing ah? Then I was like, yeah lah, going for this thing. It's a singing one lah. I said, yeah lah. He's like, you can sing, is it?
Oh my god!
And then I was like, I think can
interrogated
imagine
you,
I sang one, you know. Then he said very like the face like don't want to look at me directly. I was just like, okay, you can sing you know people sing is like must born and then can sing one, you know.
Must born and then
That
get
is not true.
That's not true, man. That's not
That's
true.
not true, by the way.
It was born then can sing. Then I say, yeah, but I also got like practice and all. Then he's like, okay lah, then you sing for me now lah. You let me hear.
Oh my god!
Then I was like, I sing for you now, like no backing track, no nothing. Obviously, I like how am I supposed to do this set? Well, you must remember again, I'm 13 years old. Like how you know how to
13 years old people
properly
cannot
set
even
up?
sing
Yeah,
happy birthday properly.
and like I was very scared to sing in front of
Crazy.
people. Like I've never sang in front of people. Set 1 is like 1 year of choir only. That's all. I've never sang solo. Then he was like, "You sing in front of me, ah." Then obviously, like I tried to sing like a few lines of like the chorus or something. But you can imagine it's like you nervous. Plus, it's your parent there. I sing finish already, then he just keep quiet. Then he just like, okay lah, you can try lah, you can try. So bad. Anyway, yes, that story.
so terrible. I never dared to like actually express my interest for singing in like secondary school. But until sec 3, I don't know why, like it kind of just, people just started knowing. And they're like, hey, join this like talent show thing lah.
Is it because you posted
so-
covers or something?
Oh yes, I think so. Oh my god, you're so smart. So I guess that was like one of the
Public
first times that I've
displays.
ever performed in public or expressed my interest of the
Singing.
arts in public.
Oh,
But yeah,
Not bad.
I
you
know.
had
right?
that
that's a
before.
big step though.
It
It's
is.
like I'm gonna go for a
Yeah, because
competition.
I was also such a shy kid.
So besides being a full-time actor, what interests you outside? What do you do outside of work? Because for me, I mean, I'm sure for all of us lah, we wish that we can call ourselves full-time actors.
Yeah, you just call us full-time actor, so I guess we are.
Yeah.
We are full-time actors that do a bunch of. We are full-time
we can all wish.
freelance actors.
Full-time
Full-time
freelancers.
freelance. Yeah. Okay, so I cannot afford to just act, so I do teaching. Yeah. I think during LaSalle, I didn't think that I would end up doing a lot of teaching. You know, you just think that you
I think
come
none of
out.
us stopped.
I don't
And
think
then, like,
anyone of us
Yeah,
thought
but
that.
somehow
Yeah.
like okay, COVID, okay, lots of stories to share. But like at the end of like 2 years, I think within like 1 or 2 years after graduating, ended up teaching. Then teaching music school, teaching piano, and then ended up teaching more vocals, and then started taking like certifications in singing, and then ended up now is just teaching singing. Yeah,
And performing lah.
and performing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I mean, same for me lah. I teach singing outside. It's also started with like teaching anything and everything that's got to do with music. Babies lah, music and movement classes lah, dance lah, drama, all of
you
those
just do
things.
everything that your
Correct.
skills
I
can
even
apply
taught secondary school drama CCA at
Or
one
they just,
point.
are you free to do this? Sure.
Correct. Like at that point, when you're not getting jobs and you need money, right? You just kind of take on everything that even you remotely think you can do. Like 3% you think you can do, you just try. You know.
We are jack of all trades.
Correct. And now I only teach singing, and I mean, other than performing, I only teach singing. I have started recently, like, get my hands on directing, so that's very exciting. Yeah,
She's directing so many shows.
Yeah, well, 2 for now, like 2 in the works for now. Yeah, so like officially directing lah. So that's like also kind of like another interest that I'm kind of starting to like go down other than being just an actor as well. But I guess all of those still got to do with like theatre and the arts. So it doesn't veer too far from that. You
Yeah,
know,
we cannot
it's
be
just-
like doing something else.
Correct.
What else will we be doing?
Like, I don't know, man.
Accounting.
Real estate agent. I don't know.
Oh, actually,
Because we talk a lot, is it?
Maybe I don't know. I personally cannot.
people
be
try
a
to
real
recruit
estate
that.
agent.
Okay, but anyway, side story.
Yeah,
Side story. Getting distracted.
Getting distracted. What about you? What other things do you do outside of?
I would love to say I teach vocals too, but I don't. I used to teach for like a good 3 months.
3
Really?
Dance.
Oh yeah.
okay, no, yeah,
But
I-
dance are not like vocals.
Yeah, I taught a while.
Yeah.
And then I decided it's not my thing. Okay, teaching kids is not my jam. And a lot of teaching is for kids.
Yeah.
I also got signed to Basic, so I model as well. Yeah.
Wow.
Shout out to
yeah.
Basic.
Yeah. So I model. Aside from that, I've also recently, I should have done this earlier, going more into content creation. Yeah, but other than content creation, modeling, acting, I've also been working backstage for a couple of things. So I was like production managing and costume, wardrobe, whatever, for a couple of shows. Also, like some of our friends have their own shows. I also help them with like stage managing and this and that.
yeah.
So just a bunch of things. So on and off stage, but just no teaching for me. Yeah.
But yeah, see, it never ever does veer very far from like what our like main course
Which is theatre lah.
is, right? Which is theatre, and I think it's very hard for us to like veer any further from
But
there.
it's good also, because if you feel
Correct.
like, oh my gosh, I cannot make a living as an actor, then you can see like actually the three of us, we don't just do that. There's like
We
so
just
many things.
side
we do.
hustle our way through
Yeah,
life.
and it's okay to be doing so many
yeah.
other things. Yeah.
And I think a lot of our like upcoming episodes will be a lot about this, like how we navigate life as like theater artists, as artists, is that a thing? Theater artists, theater practitioners.
Theatre practitioner,
Theatre
artist,
Theater
performer,
practitioners, artists,
Actor.
freelancers, you know, who also are like jack of all trades, do everything and anything to make money. So if you think that's your jam, like join us, follow us on our socials. Actually, we are at a Mouthful Prods. That's PRODS. On Instagram and TikTok. I think we're both the same name.
We post like
Yeah.
random.
Correct.
Shit.
Yeah, we post like very random stuff. But also like maybe in the future we'll ask you guys for like suggestion for like
Questions,
ideas for
topics.
topics, you know, you never know. So follow us on there if you wanna, you know, see more of us. And we will see you in the next episode where we will talk more about drama school.
School, is it really
Exciting.
dramatic? Oh my
Yeah,
god.
like
How do
basically
we
I
get
think the next
in?
how do we get in,
yeah.
audition process, if you've always wanted
Embarrassing
to go into
stories,
drama school but you don't really know how to like navigate that, like maybe we can answer some of your questions, you know? So stay tuned for that. And with that, we are a Mouthful and we will see you next time.
Bye bye.
Bye.